I want to be rich, I want to be healthy, and I want to be happy. Now, what could possibly be wrong with those statements? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video exactly what is wrong with everything I just said. But before we do, I want to tell you guys a quick story, or maybe a couple of stories, because I like to tell stories. Well, when I was in high school, I was, contrary to popular belief, I was not voted to be the most successful. Can you believe that, guys? It was not me. It was another guy who was voted to most likely to be successful. I don't know if you guys had that when you went to high school, where the kids would elect who would be the best dressed or the most attractive or prom king or all those things, right? But I was kind of hurt that people did not think I was going to be the most successful. And that really stuck with me. But the guy who was voted to be the most likely to be successful, he was probably the smartest. When I say smartest, I mean book smart. He was the most book smart guy in the entire school. I don't know if it's different now, but his SAT scores were off the charts. He was like a 1500 plus. He was genius. Very, very smart kid, right? Not maybe the most business savvy person, probably more of an academic, but this video is not about him. This video is about what that did to me. And because of that, I always said to myself, you know what? Is that true? Is it likely that I'm not going to be the most successful because I wasn't the smartest? I mean, I was pretty smart, but I wasn't number one. Is it likely that I'm not going to be successful? Well, that stuck with me, guys. And I really felt that as being kind of a source of pain, that I needed to prove myself, because I did not ever want to not be successful. Like, I know what it is to be broke. My family comes from very, very meager beginnings. We came to this country in '85 with zero money in our pockets. We literally lived almost house to house for our first few years. We didn't really have any stable location, but it was very difficult. And those are things that always stuck in my mind that were serious pain points. And I didn't want to relive that. So I was reminded that I was not going to be the most successful in high school. So I made it my goal to somehow, I said, I will find a way to become successful. I will find a way to be a person that is influential, who helps others and helps his family and helps people move up in life. I will become that person. I didn't know how. I didn't have it laid out for me with a blueprint. I just knew that I have to be successful. There is no other way about me. It has to be done. And the same thing goes with what I mentioned earlier with when I said, I want to be healthy. Well, guys, believe it or not, I wasn't always healthy. I wasn't always in good shape like I am, today. I'm actually probably in better shape now when I'm 41 than I probably was in my 20s, believe it or not. So I've had my weight has been like a roller coaster, guys. I've been up and down and up, all over the place. But I've managed to keep off my weight probably now way over, I would say close to approaching 15 years now, probably maybe more than 15 years. And I really lost control of that because I did not prioritize my health. I did not prioritize the way I ate. I did not prioritize working out. I got very comfortable and I let other things get in the way. I put on a lot of weight, and I think I was weighing about 210 pounds. And I'm about 5'10", that's my height. So at 5'10", 210 pounds, I believe I was probably 22, 23 years old. And that's not very healthy at all. In my early 20s, to be that weight in a high fat body mass, it was not good. As a matter of fact, I had a life insurance exam. I had a guy come out and give me a test. And he said to me, when he tested me, he said, "Hey, did you go out partying last night or something? Because all your levels are way high for a guy your age." He's like, "I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to come back another day and I'm going to test you again, because if I submit these to the insurance company, it's probably not going to look good." So I told him, "Thank you. And I'll take that offer." And I said, there's got to be something critically wrong with me if the guy is telling me that. I thought I was healthy, because when you gain weight, when you become unhealthy, it doesn't happen from one day to the next where you're like, all right, 6-pack abs. The next day you've got a keg. It happens so little by little and gradually that you've never really see it yourself, but other people see it who haven't seen you in weeks or months. And they're maybe too afraid to tell you, but you're not in your prime. You're not in good shape. So I felt that was a source of pain. I started to obviously get really comfortable, and I didn't know what was happening to me, but I felt like, okay, well, my health is now a source of pain. I saw my colleagues, I saw my friends, they were very active, they were playing soccer and they were in great shape, and I would see them, and one day they even asked me to help sponsor their soccer team, and I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, I'm in my early 20s, these guys are in their early 20s, and they're in great shape and they're running up and down the field, and I'm sitting here like a fat ass, but I've got the money to pay for them to have uniforms with my name on it, but I can't play with them. I'm like, something's wrong here. Something's wrong with this picture. So I felt like that was a source of pain for me. And I said, I will find a way to be able to get on that field and be one of the better players. I will do that. And I did. I really kind of went all in, and I lost 50 pounds, guys. I learned about nutrition. I learned about healthy lifestyle. I'm not going to say, oh, diet, because, diet has a real negative connotation to it where people are like, oh, I got to give up everything that I love eating. It's not true. You can still eat foods that you love eating. You can still do things you love doing, but you got to balance it out. And that's exactly what I found. I found exercise being part of my life. I found that eating right should be part of my life. Rest should be part of my life, and also not abusing your body with alcohol and other foreign objects that shouldn't probably be in your body, and that's what I found. I found that there's a better way to live, so I made that a priority, and I said to myself, I will find a way to be the guy that I'm seeing on the field. I'm seeing these guys run around. I want to be one of them, and I did. Fast forward a year, I dropped so much weight. People didn't recognize me. People thought I was sick. People thought there was something wrong with you, and I took it as a compliment, because I was like, yeah, if I'm making that kind of an impact, with my weight loss, then it must be doing the right thing. But over time, people start to kind of get used to what you look like now, and they see that you're really keeping this weight off as a healthy lifestyle. So why I'm telling you these stories, right? The reason I'm telling you these stories is because in the statements I originally made, I used the word want. And there's something fundamentally wrong with saying, I want to be rich, I want to be wealthy, or I want to be happy, or whatever the things are that you want for your life. Well, the problem is that you're saying want. And let me tell you why there's a problem with these things. I recently was listening to one of my favorite mentors, Alex Hormozi, and no, actually it was Patrick Bet-David. I apologize. It was Patrick Bet-David, and Patrick said his son, he wanted to be the best fighter in the world. And then he was so proud of him because, his son wanted to be the best at something. And Patrick's all about being the best and pushing yourself. He told people, he's like, my son said he's going to become the best fighter in the world. And he asked his son to repeat it. And his son was like, I never said that, Dad. I never said that. He's like, well, what do you mean? You told me you were going to be the best fighter in the world. He's like, I never said I was going to be the best fighter in the world. He said, I want to be the best fighter in the world. He said, I never said I will be the best fighter in the world. And he's like, well, why did you use the word want instead of the word will? He's like, because I know that if I use the word want, if it doesn't happen, it's okay. But if I use the word will, then that means I have to become that. So when Patrick heard that, he's like, wow, that is so deep. He actually has used this story in a lot of his keynote speeches because it's so powerful. And the things that I said early on in this video, I used the word want. And that's why I said to you, there's something critically wrong with the statements I just made. Right? So what is so powerful about these words? Well, I did some research on this, and I found that in Forbes actually did an article about this recently. They came up with the following. Now, let's use the word will. So will, this is what they said about the word will. Will is a statement of commitment and action. This comes from a little known part of us known as the conative part of the mind, which is how you will strive and take action on your thoughts and feelings. That is what we actually want. That's something that we actually need in order to make real lasting change in our lives. But look at what they said about the word want. Want is a statement of desire. Nothing more, nothing less. It comes from the affective part of the mind, which deals with emotions and is the part of us that determines our preferences, likes, and dislikes. It's a reflection of our personality. So want is very weak and emotional. Meanwhile, will is a stronger feeling. It's the part of us that really gets things done. So I love the fact that they did an article on this because it really tied into what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. which is replacing our vocabulary and using the words that really make a difference in our lives. So how do we do this? Well, I'm glad you guys asked. I actually prepared a couple of bullet points for you guys to actually take away some actionable action. I guess it's called some actionable ideas that you can pretty much put to work right now. All right, so first things first, start writing out what you want your life to look like, or I should be saying what your life will look like, and your wife if you're single. Write these things down. What your life will look like, and start using the word will instead of the word want. Now, this is not a one-time thing, guys. This is not something you're going to do once and it's said and done. This is something you're going to do repetitively every single day. And I'm telling you right now, guys, it is not something that I'm just telling you, go ahead and do it because it sounds cool. I have books upon books upon books upon books of me writing out the things that I want or that will happen in my life. And guys, you reprogram your brain. I'm telling you, maybe it's not this book, but I have so many journals where I just consecutively just write things and things and things and things that my life is going to look like. And the funny thing about it is that it eventually happens. It will happen. Now, there's so many things here. I got so many journals, but when you're looking for the right journal, you can never find it, right? But I'll find it. And I'll share with you guys the fact that I do this all the time. And it's so much, I'm telling you guys right now, it is so much fun to actually see these things actually come to fruition and actually become real. I'll find it and I'll share it with you guys. And when I edit this video, oh, there it is. I found it. Right. So start writing the things that you want your life to look like. I will lose 50 pounds, and then make it happen, guys. Keep writing it. Keep reprogramming your mind. I will make $1 million a year, right? I will find my perfect partner, right? What does my perfect partner need to look like? What do they need to be like? What do they need to embody? Everything, right? That's the stuff you need to be writing down. Next, spread it around your circles. Don't keep this a secret. The reason why I'm making this video is because I want to spread this with you as well. Because why? You're my bigger accountability circle. Well, I'm telling you right now, guys, that this channel has grown and I've done it half-ass. And I'll be the first one to tell you because I have had so many other things that have been distracting me. And I'll tell you right now that I will grow this channel to 100,000 subscribers within a 12-month period. And we're going to do it video by video. Even if I gain 1 subscriber per video, guys, we're going to keep doing it until we get to 100,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor, guys, and hit that subscribe button right now so you can help us get to that goal much quicker. So spread it in your circles. And that, what it's going to do is it's going to retrain your brain, because now you're saying it over and over again. And now you know that the people you're telling are also going to be the people who are going to hold you accountable. And this reminds me of when I lost all my weight. I told my friend who I sponsored his team that I was going to lose all that weight. And then a few months later, when I did lose all the weight, he's like, wow, bro. He's like, you really always do what you say. Everything you say, you do. And it's not because I just say it just to say it. I say it because I want people to hold me accountable to that. So I hope that makes sense. Now, next, make it a game or a competition with your friends. You know, bad habits are things that people sometimes pick up from each other. Why can't we pick up good habits from each other, right? Let's make it a game where if you catch one of your friends saying, oh, I want to make more money at my job. Well, want is not a real actionable thing. You can say, I will make more money at my job. And how will you do that, right? Rephrase that question. And how will I make more money at my job? So make it a game. If you catch your friends saying something that really doesn't move them forward, catch them on it. If they also with you, if they catch you, then, you know, they catch you. Maybe you guys do push-ups. Maybe you guys put $5 into a jar and then, you know, use it for something healthy later on. Who knows, right? But make it a game or a competition. A lot more fun that way. And then we need to figure out, what will your life look like if you don't achieve it? Because you need this. Without this, this is one of the ingredients you cannot skip. What will your life look like if you don't achieve that you need for your life, right? That thing that you will have. What's your life going to look like? Well, for me, if I didn't achieve the things I did, I'd probably be on medication, because I'd probably be well into my 200s by now. Who knows if I would have had a heart attack by now? Who knows if I would have been able to help or have the impact that I've had on people's lives? I wouldn't have been I wouldn't have done much with my life, and I'd probably been suffering with depression, much more than what normal people have. It would be almost a shameful life because I have not lived up to my potential. And guys, I still haven't lived up to my potential. I feel like I've only tapped into maybe 10%. Why? Because we get into our own heads sometimes. Sometimes even making this video, I said, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make this video because people are going to be like, oh, that's so weird and I can't relate. Maybe I'll unsubscribe. Who cares? But you know what? I am saying the things that I wish someone said to me. So hopefully this works for you as well. And number 5, have a deadline. If you do not have a deadline, it's like saying, I'll get to it when I get to it. That's not cool. You need to have a deadline, and it needs to be measurable. So losing weight, I will lose 50 pounds by December of this year. I will grow this channel to 100,000 subscribers within 12-month period. I will make $1 million. I will have a check made out to me for $10 million is what Jim Carrey said, and he made it come true. It came true when he did, I think it was Ace Ventura. Correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe Dumb and Dumber. That's the one. He made $10 million, guys. He carried around that check with him for I don't know how long. It was almost fading. That's how long he carried it, but he knew it was going to happen, and he gave himself a deadline. And that's what you need to do, guys. Give yourself that deadline. So okay, so what did we learn? We're going to change our vocabulary. No more will we use the word want. We were going to use the word will. We're also going to use the words must. I must, right? I must do this, not I want to do this, right? Or we can say I get to do this, right? I get to work out every morning at 6 a.m. I get to go to help charitable organizations. I get to, because why? Because when we say we have to, it means like, oh, I have to go pick up my kids at 3. No, I get to go pick up my kids at 3 because that's a thing that is part of your life. You should be grateful for. You should be grateful for everything. Little words make a big difference, guys. And remember, in the beginning when I mentioned I want to be happy, I never talked about that, right? I didn't give you a happy story because the happy story is an ongoing story that always is a decision that we have to make every single day. We wake up in the morning, we have decisions to make, and one of them is today going to be a good day or is today going to be a bad day? Is something going to happen to me today or happen for me, and how am I going to react to it, right? Getting a ticket or maybe having a phone call you like, or getting something in the mail, which I hate getting in the mail. If you guys know, if you're entrepreneurs, you know what we get in the mail. Is it going to ruin my day? Will it take me down for a few hours, and am I going to handle it and get through it? Yes. Why? Because we must. There's too many people who count on us, right? So being happy is a story that will never end. It's a story that we always create every single day. So yeah, guys, if you want to share with us, I would love to hear your story about what is it that you will accomplish. Leave it down below, and I will be your first accountability person, in the people who watch this and see your comment will be the first accountability. Also, if you're enjoying content like this, leave it down below in the comment section. If you're hearing this as a podcast, please give us a review and let us know how we're doing. I'd love to hear any feedback from you guys. Also, don't forget, if you want to see more videos or see more episodes, whatever, go ahead and check out one of the videos up here on the screen, or check out the rest of our catalog. Thank you guys for watching or listening. I love you, and I will see you next time.